Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is my little overview of the Incredible Hulk Omnibus Volume 1. And I took the cover off, but here it is. I have the Alex Ross cover. And here's what it collects. The Incredible Hulk issues 1 through 6. Then Tales to Astonish issues 59 through 101, where Hulk had half the issue dedicated to one of his stories. Actually, issue 101, this one was all about the Hulk and the Submariner fighting each other, because, well, I'll talk more about the series. And then issue 102, which was retitled to just being called The Incredible Hulk, issue 102. Written by Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby. Hulk is probably one of the top 3 most well-known Marvel characters behind Spider-Man, and, well, that's all I can really think about right now. I mean, maybe the Punisher is up there, Captain America. That's really it, honestly. Like, Hulk is easily most well-known. I mean, he's not that hard to explain. Just a giant green monster with a heart of gold. There's what the spine looks like for me. The Incredible Hulk. Okie dokie. Oh, this was $100 USA. I got the reprint that came out in 2022. That's why it might look a little bit different. You think, hey, you know, why is this... Well, I don't know if there is a difference. I don't have... So here's what Volume 1 still has the same spine. I actually like that they did that. And there's the back of it. The Incredible Hulk's face. Okay, let's open this bad boy, because I just finished reading this last night for the first time. I actually started reading this a little bit ago. And then I just went on to something else, so I had to restart reading it. Here's the Hulk's Incredible Saga starts here. It talks about Rick Jones, Betty Ross. Okay, talks about what it collects. I think this collects the first 3 Marvel Masterworks, and you get the introduction by Stan Lee in it as well. Okay, so you got that. Okay. Here we go. First page, The Incredible Hulk Volume 1. Shows you what it collects. Has some more art. Hulk when he was gray for 1 issue in this book. His first appearance. All of the writers and pencils and inkers. Also, I made a separate video on this channel about Incredible Hulk issue 2 review. Here's the table of contents. Now, this does not have everything from the Epic collections, because it does not have Amazing Spider-Man 14 or Avengers issues 1 through 3, which also had the Hulk in them. But, it mostly just, this whole thing is mostly just solo Hulk stories. Oh, and Fantastic Four issues 12 and 26 and 27, I think. I know it was a 2-part where the Avengers fight Hulk along with the Fantastic Four. But anyway, Misunderstood Monster. Here we go. Stan Lee talking about the comparisons with him and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So yes, Hulk was gray. Also references about Hulk being gray in his first appearance. But you've heard this probably tens of times if you see early Hulk reviews. But it's like they didn't have any 100% way of why Bruce Banner would become the Hulk at the start. It was either, like in issue 1 and 2, it's because it's nighttime, he turns into the Hulk. And then he becomes the Hulk by himself with gamma rays. And then he becomes the Hulk where he's really stressed out. And then when the Hulk is really stressed out, he becomes Bruce Banner. Which is kind of weird, because I thought the angrier he got, the stronger he got, but I guess that wasn't always the case in the past. Okay, this character is called the Gremlin. I actually like how there's people here who are like, I don't want to talk to him, you talk to him, well then you talk to him, etc. And it's because Gremlin is ugly, but one thing I really love about the first 2 issues, Bruce Banner is the one who saves the day at the end, not the Hulk. Here's issue 2 with the Toadman. Oh yeah, and the Gremlin, or the what's his name, Gremlin or Gargoyle? I think it's Gargoyle. Kills himself at the end, but anyway. Yeah, it's Gargoyle, yeah. So, of course, if you didn't know, Bruce, oh gosh, I really want to talk about this, but I know I could just make a single video for every issue. But I guess I should talk about his origin in issue 1. Bruce Banner runs into the gamma testing field to save Rick Jones, who was just a boy hanging out in the testing area on accident. Bruce Banner saves him and gets hit with gamma rays and becomes the Hulk. And the reason the gamma test did not stop is because one of his lab partners tried to get rid of him. Anyway, let's keep going on. Betty Ross is in love with Bruce Banner, but he knows he can never really be with her because he's the Hulk as a threat. And there's a time when Rick Jones has complete control over the Hulk, almost like mind control. In issue 3, we have the first appearance of this villain called the Ringmaster and his Circus of Crime. The Hulk easily defeats them here. As this goes on, it's more shocking. Unlike issues of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, every issue is almost just like a different part in a... Oh, here's where he fights the Metal Man. It's like a different part of a long Hulk story where it doesn't... I think there was only like 3 or 4 stopping points in the reading where it was like, okay, it's not a continuous story here. But most of the issues were just like one part after another, where usually they would stop and explain, hey, this is, issue 9, Spider-Man fights Electro now, and then he'll fight the Enforcers in the next issue, but you don't have to read the part before that to get all the enjoyment you can out of part 10. Well, you do need to, but 99% of the enjoyment. Tales to Astonish issue 59 is almost all about Giant Man, the Wasp, and the Hulk coming together to, they accidentally get put on a path to fight each other thanks to the Ant-Man or Giant Man villain Whirlwind. Anyway, here we go, issue 60. Oh, and I forgot, yes, where is the letter pages? Huh. There's letter pages in the first 6 issues of the Hulk, well, issues 3 through 6. Yep, here we go, Mails to Astonish. The Spider-Man villain Chameleon actually plays a role in the first few, in some stories in here. He is a spy for the Hulk villain. In my opinion, the Hulk's greatest villain, the Leader. He's a spy on General Ross's army base, and the Leader also creates these plastic robots called humanoids. And he comes to the conclusion that he's green because of a gamma ray experiment, just like the Hulk, like they're kind of in tune together. And also, I was surprised by a lot of things reading this, like how the army already knows that Bruce Banner is the Hulk very early on. General Talbot is also in love with Betty Ross, but she's in love with Bruce Banner, so there's like a love triangle there. And I had no idea. I knew about General Talbot because of the movie, the 2003 Ang Lee Hulk movie. I had no idea he was such a main character in these stories. Anyway, and then the Hulk is framed as a traitor to America, along with the Bruce Banner, and that happens like 2 times in this book, in this omnibus. Anyway, the Leader, spoiler alert, maybe, doesn't matter, but the Leader actually dies in the story. So that was surprising that the Leader just... Oh yeah, and they go to the Leader sends the Hulk to the blue area on the moon to steal something from the Watcher. Anyway, so as you see from these covers, Submariner is on the front here, and that's because instead of Giant Man sharing the title, it was changed to be the Submariner. So now it's Submariner and the Hulk sharing the title until issue 102, where of course it went back to just being called The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, there's a story where he fights Hercules, there's a story where he fights the Executioner in the future. Boomerang, the Spider-Man villain Boomerang, makes his first appearance here in a really bad costume, but his characterization is really, really good here. He's probably my most favorite villain in this omnibus, although maybe I'm biased. And he also has the Secret Empire here. I don't know much about them. I think these are the only stories I've read about them being like the main threat, or at least behind the scenes threat. I don't know that much about them though, but they're the ones who hire Boomerang. Let's see. There's also a very happy surprise I saw where there's Boomerang apparently dies. I don't know how he comes back, but he falls off a cliff. This is when it gets good. When Boomerang shows up, that's when these stories got really good, especially if you are more about this 80s reading. The best parts of Marvel Comics reading, in my opinion. I should have looked at the dates these came out closer, but anyway, the Stranger, one of the holders, one of the Masters of the Universe, tries to control the Hulk to go on a rampage and destroy all of humanity, and Bruce Banner becomes himself then, tries to kill himself, but fails in a way, and a spy who works on General Ross's team accidentally gets hit with all the radiation Bruce Banner was going to use to kill himself, and turns into the Abomination. So yes, we have Leader and the Abomination, 2 the Hulk's two greatest enemies will first appear in this omnibus. I don't really know that much about the Hulk. Oh yeah, and Hulk is seen as a hero for a while. Really just for 2 issues, but anyway. And then he meets the Silver Surfer in one issue. I can't help but think about the Defenders, where Marvel's strongest heroes, at least at first it was Marvel's strongest heroes, come together. But yeah, Hulk fights Silver Surfer, and Silver Surfer almost cures Bruce Banner of the Hulk, but then fails because the Hulk hits Silver Surfer and he goes away. And then we get this amazing story for the High Evolutionary, the High Evolutionary's first appearance, I think. And it's about his army of new men rising up and taking over, and he needs the Hulk's help to create his own army to help stop this. And we learn about him being a human underneath all of that. Hulk, there's this 3-issue story where the Hulk gets manipulated to fight for these guys called the Legion of Lightning. And in issue 100, the Submariner and the Hulk fight each other because the Puppet Master takes control of the Hulk to fight Submariner, because a Submariner defeated Puppet Master in one of Submariner's stories that we don't get in this omnibus. But and yes, this is Puppet Master, the Fantastic Four villain Puppet Master. So it's the same one. He just looks a lot different, and yeah, this omnibus, it's weirdly colored here in this story. Hulk is orange and Submariner is green on this page. Oh, now they're normal. Nope, they're back to being orange and green. Oh, now they're normal. Okay, you get it. And then Hulk goes to Asgard and stops an uprising of trolls attacking Asgard, sent by the Enchantress and the Executioner. Anyway, and that's what it ends on, is Hulk being sent out of Asgard to somewhere else, but I do not know. And then we get some stories from Not Brand Ek issues 3 and 9. One part of issue 9 is literally just a story of Tales to Astonish 100, just redone in a funny way. And then we get some more behind the scenes talk from Stan Lee about the Hulk and Peter David, of course. Okay, and then we get, look at this. In Fantastic Four issue 5, Hulk issue 1 was advertised. A t-shirt, I think that was a t-shirt. We got some sketches, covers of where Hulk stories were reprinted. I actually like that they do this. What is this? Marvel Masterworks Hulk's Volume 1 through 3 covers, Essential Hulk Volume 1 front cover and back cover, and the cover of this omnibus that I have right now. Okay, what to say? Would I recommend this? Actually, no, because if you are not insisted on reading about the Hulk and you're just interested in the Marvel Universe, maybe, but I have to read other Hulk Omnis to give you a firm yes or no. Yeah, it's the first appearance, but a lot of these stories, especially in the middle, I found kind of boring, repeating the same stuff about the Hulk, changing how he transforms, having the same lines almost word for word said about Hulk being a traitor, or the leader wanting to, work with the Hulk, etc., etc. I mean, if I reread, this is my first time reading it, so I guess these are my very, very first thoughts. There are some other Marvel characters who are in here, like Tyrannus, and then we get an issue where Tyrannus and the Mole Man are fighting each other. We get this robot that was made by Bruce Banner to fight the Hulk, but of course that doesn't go as planned. He has to fight the robot. Maybe it's because the stories were only like 10 or 11 pages, but I do get why Hulk is such a big character in Marvel and why it seemed like he had everything, because it was very simple to write, I think, and they did have a lot of creativity. Like, look, the leader makes his humanoid robots literally hatch out of eggs, and when they hatch, they automatically start fighting each other. Sometimes Hulk has the mind of Bruce Banner, but he's still green. There's the idea. So the leader uses that weapon from the Watcher's base, and it kills himself, so to speak. I'm sure I'm gonna guess that he returns in the next omnibus. Here's the issue where he fights Executioner in the future. So yeah, The most unique thing is, of course, the stories just keep going on from one after another. There's not really a set point of, okay, next issue this will happen and it'll end in that issue. Next issue will start something new and it'll end in that issue. No, it was all a long story. That's probably the best the Mole Man's ever looked. Here's Tyrannus as an old man now that he can't get to his fountain of youth. Another thing that pleasantly surprised me was how well the villains were written, especially ones that were just making their first appearance, and they were really unique. Even to today, I mean, I love Boomerang, how they spend like a whole page on him being just like a playboy type character, and he just does this stuff for, he's like a bounty hunter, I guess, a little bit. At least for the Secret Empire. Oh, and we also get the Hulk Killer. I don't think he returned, but, and I think it's a different Hulk Killer. This is a character who is in the video game Lego Marvel Avengers, and he basically looks like a Red Hulk. Another Red Hulk, but I don't think this is the Hulk Killer they based that off of, but maybe it was. But yeah, here's a robot made by the leader, his greatest creation called the Hulk Killer. And he seemingly kills the Hulk here, but they bring him back to life. Yeah, Hulk dies in this issue, or in these stories. Alright. Before I end off, so this started in 1962 and goes to 1968. Alright. So almost a decade. Well, 6 years. I guess that's not almost a decade. All about the Hulk. Oh yeah, and we see Rick Jones' origin of starting the Teen Brigade. And General Ross kind of reminds me of J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man. And here's this villain who can control metal called the Metal Masters, an alien from outer space. That Hulk stops, and I think this is when Hulk has the mind of Bruce Banner. He builds a fake gun out of cardboard, but it looks like metal, so the Metal Master thinks he can control it, but then he doesn't, and just decides to run away and leave Earth forever. I think forever. And I may have missed it, but I don't think Hulk ever says Hulk smash in this whole book, which is disappointing, but hey. He still is super strong, but they do write the stories and have the situations where it actually makes sense why Hulk would be in trouble a lot of the times. And not just if he's about to change back into Bruce Banner. I'm still impressed with Whirlwind here. He made a tornado so fast it shattered a boulder. What the heck? And he's not in his outfit in this story. Okay, well, with that said, thank you for watching. Oh, I just wanted to say this cool moment where the High Evolutionary is talking to, like, normal people who are hunters on, Earth. And he's able to teleport people to and from Earth, but he's still a mysterious character. And he actually apparently dies or just goes away forever at the end of the story. Becomes, like, the ultimate being the end of human evolution. And just leaves the Hulk on a moon. And that's it. So that's kind of what I mean by having the stories continue without a set endpoint. I don't know. How did this happen? Oh, did he get transported? Let me see if it says anything. Yeah, so I'm just going to assume this happened off screen. Hulk is left on planet on the moon. And then in the next story we see him on the planet Earth again. Okay. This story is 749 pages, or 51, 53, 55, 57, 59, 62. Okay. You gotta love that new Omnibus page smell, right? I guess if you know, you know. See the writers on the back? Yeah, Steve Ditko actually pencil 1 or 2 issues here. Okay, thank you for watching this overview and have a good day.